Hey guys, it's JC. I'm back this week with a heart that is just full to overflowing. I've just had some experiences this week that have got me thinking about my own relationship with the Lord, but also everything we talk about on this channel. And I just wanted to share some verses that have meant a lot to me this week, personally, a little story, and just some encouragement. I want to jump into the scriptures first. There is a section in Mark that I go to again and again. And it's kind of the end of Mark 4 through all of Mark 5. Yeah. And there we have 4 stories back to back that show us impossible circumstances that are just people at the end of their rope. There is no solution. These aren't just difficult things. These are impossible things. And we're given story. In other words, to drive home the idea that with God, nothing is impossible. The Lord is stronger than anything we face, any struggle we're battling, no matter what it is. Let's look just to the end of Mark 4. You know all these stories, I'm sure. It's when the apostles are out in a storm and the waves are beating on the ship, it says in the end of Mark 4. It's verse 37, where it says it was now full. This is a terrible storm that has completely filled the ship with water, and their ship is going down. It's not just a scary storm. It's a terrifying, life-ending storm. And you know what happens. He calms the waves. He instantly is able to bring them out of that difficulty and bring them to a place of calm and peace. The next story comes in the beginning of Mark chapter 5. Oh, I'm emotional already. I'm trying to keep it under control. Mark chapter 5, where there's a man dwelling in the tombs with an unclean spirit. And it says no man could even tame him. And always, verse 5, night and day he was in the mountains and in the tombs crying and cutting himself with stones. This man was completely overtaken with evil spirits. And I think sometimes we distance ourselves from this story. But how many of us are struggling to the point where we are just consumed with darkness or hopelessness, with a sense of, I cannot beat whatever it is, the voices in my head, or just that cloud of despair that may have us captive. And of course, Christ comes to him, and he releases him from the hold that those spirits have on him. And I love in verse 15, Mark 5, verse 15, they come to Jesus and see him that was possessed with the devil and had the legion of spirits tormenting him, sitting and clothed and in his right mind. In his right mind. An impossible situation that no man could help with. And immediately it was solved through Christ. Then we go down to verse 25, and it's the story we know so well of the woman with the issue of blood, who has gone to every doctor and tried every avenue that she can find. Everything for 12 years, and nothing's even touched it. Anyone feel like that today? This is a channel about our health and about wellness and mental, emotional, spiritual, physical. Anything you've been battling for more than 12 years, anything that you've thrown all your money, all your time, all your efforts. You've talked to a million experts and read a million books and tried a million diets. And like the woman with the issue of blood, nothing has even touched it. She pushes through the crowd. She touches the hem of his garment. And immediately it says, oh, I gotta keep putting on my glasses. In 29, she felt in her body that she was healed of that plague. And then finally in the end of Mark 5, I just got to read it. I'm a mess already. There was a ruler in the synagogue whose daughter had died. Well, he came to Jesus and said, my daughter is dying. Will you heal her? And his servants caught up with it and say, never mind. Don't even ask him. She's already dead. Impossible situation, right? It's too late. It's too late. There's nothing you can do. Just don't bother the master anymore. And as soon as Jesus heard the word that was spoken, verse 36, he saith to the ruler of the synagogue, be not afraid, only believe. And again, you know the end of the story. That daughter was brought back to life. Okay, so impossible situation after impossible situation. Now, I know that if you're a follower of Christ, no matter your denomination, if you have known him and walked with him, I'm sure you have stories like these of your own. Miracles in impossible situations. I have tons of like financial stories and parenting stories, and one where we were moving that is unbelievable. It's this category, how he just parted the Red Sea and got us to a house everything had fallen through. And I have story after story of this. But here's what happened this last week. I kind of had a perfect storm of my own. I was having some health challenges in terms of like some menopausal stuff that was just freaking me out. My back went out. I was in a new job that I was barely trained for, and some major players were on vacation. And so I was kind of thrown in before I was ready. At least I felt that way. And I was driving to work one morning in the dark. It's like 6:45. And I knew what my day was going to be like that day with those people gone and this responsibilities on me, and feeling so inadequate. My back was hurting. My hormones were off. And I was sitting in that car thinking, I know it's not some big financial crisis or some big major crisis that we go and we run to him and we ask him for a miracle, but this was a day. If there was ever a day I needed him to show up and do the impossible, I didn't have anything to give that day. There was just nothing. And as I sat in that, so sorry, as I sat driving to work that day, I was just so done and just telling him, if there's ever a time when I need you, it's right now. Please fill me with energy. Fill the cells of my body with energy. Fill my mind with clarity. Give me the ability to move past the pain and not just dose up on medicine, but just, Lord, meet my needs today so that this is a thing that I have to do. I have to do the next 10 hours. Like, this is just where we're at. I wanted to bolt. I wanted to be like, I'm done. I can't. And I just poured out my heart and soul. And I'll tell you what, that day and many days after, I'm still kind of processing some things. Boy, he showed up. He can do the impossible. He can, no matter how hard the struggle is, no matter how long you have battled. What are you dealing with right now that has consumed you, that holds you captive? Let's talk the health. What is it with food, with maybe addiction or binging or emotional eating or whatever? Where are you stuck? Where has it felt like 12 years of failure? Where does it feel like a storm is beating on you and it's filled the boat and it's going down? Where do you feel like you're the man that is captive with the unclean spirits, where darkness has overtaken your mind and your heart? Where do you feel these stories infusing themselves into your life? Do you need a savior like they did? Right today, right now, right in this moment, he can do the impossible. I was also reading, it's a whole crying the whole video. Oh well, this is it today. This is what you get. Isaiah chapter 12, this morning. That a lot of us know these words so well. Behold, God is my salvation. I will trust and not be afraid, for the Lord Jehovah is my strength and my song. But the phrase that stuck out is, he has also become my salvation. Now, yes, he is the one who saves us from our sin. And so grateful that he can make me clean and new. But a lot of days I need salvation from some very real, very raw life things that don't even seem like sin. I talked to somebody this week, just completely with the health thing, just it was swallowing her whole. And so today I would ask, has he become your salvation in even these things? Do you just keep him in the church box for the church things that are over here? And then the real life you just wrestle with on your own and try to find a new diet or a new doctor or a new pill or a new answer? Have you brought him into this? Because he alone can set you free from these kinds of things that plague us and torment us for decades. Often I think he's been there all along. We just haven't turned to him. We haven't reached for him. And so today I invite you Turn to the God of your salvation for salvation in whatever is plaguing you, whatever seems impossible, whatever is holding you captive. He can do the impossible. Don't cast that out by your unbelief. Like the man who brought his son to Jesus and said, Lord, I believe, help thou my unbelief. Help me believe that this thing I've failed at again and again and again can be healed with one word from your lips. I believe it's possible. Have a wonderful day. Bless you in your journey to find Christ-centered wellness.